Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and today we're gonna go through the clues, the pitch correct audio, and a couple other things to figure out who is under the mask of Banana Split. That's right. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. This is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. So every single Thursday on the community tab on YouTube, which is an actual tab you can click on our homepage, I ask you guys, who do you want me to reveal? Every single week you guys have given me someone different. In the past you guys have given me the bull, the skunk, of course the baby who was revealed already, the hamster which was revealed already, the pepper, the chili pepper, the mallard, and now you guys voted to see who's under the mask of the Banana Split. So far, only 3,000 of you guys have voted, but it's Friday, so it was less than 12 hours. By the time this video goes online, it's probably going to be about 4,000 people, and we're pretty much at like 64% on Banana Split. Now, the way this works is, first I'm going to go through all of the clues that they gave us for the character. I'm going to go ahead and play our pitch correct audio, then I'm going to tell you my guess. From there, we're going to go ahead and compare the audio and answer some of the clues. Now, before we jump into everything, please make sure you are subscribed. We do have a contest coming up shortly where we're giving away a couple pins and some mugs and things like that. And in order to be in the running to get that stuff, you have to be subscribed, you have to turn on notifications, and give our videos thumbs up. Anyway, let's go ahead and break down the clues. Now, if you're like me, which you're probably not, I write down every clue word for word. So I have it all here on my computer typed up, ready to go, and let's read them off for you. Now, the first time we saw Group B was episode 3. I know, if you actually think about the realm of Group B, at this point, we've only seen them twice, yet we've had 7 episodes. I know, it's weird. It's because the first 2 was Group A, then B, then A, then B, then A, then that special episode this past Monday. And then, gosh, oh my gosh, I hope the World Series doesn't go to Game 7, because if we did, that would mean that this next episode, which is November 3rd, would get pushed for another week, and so we don't want that. But right now, we only have 2 weeks of clues, and so let's start off with episode 3. We're so excited to be here because it's so unexpected. You know, Hollywood is a small town, but there are times where it can make you feel small. I left school with a big dream, and I did what most people did when they arrived to the big city, got a day job, which I quit when I thought I got my big break, but only to beg for it back later on. There's no such thing as an overnight success. The key is finding a collaborator who sticks with me through the sweet and sour and share my same dreams, which makes every moment that more delicious. Visual clues was a silver medal and a give up sign. I know, not many clues from that episode. After that was episode 5, which was last week or the week before. I know, it's so weird. This entire schedule's been so messed up because of the World Series. Episode 5, they said the song choice has been very difficult, which is actually so far our biggest challenge. There's a difference between like a great song and a great song for you, especially when it comes to love songs. The 3 ingredients for the perfect love song is a pinch of fantasy, pain, and reality. And they said that's the name of their next album. They said that it took them a lot of time and consideration to pick the perfect song for date night, which was the theme for that night, but we think we have nailed it. Now, date night was a big clue they had, was like if they could go on a date with one of the judges, and the ice cream part of the Banana Split said that they would go on a date with Nicole because they would have a ball together. Big clue right there. Visual clues were the song recipe cookbook, fantasy Red Cross, globe with Asia on it, so Asia was kind of centered, you know, like here in America, when we see a globe, it's mostly America, or, you know, the Americans, you know, whether it's North America and South America, but this one just showed Asia. After that, we saw a heart and a plate of nothing. Those are all the clues that we have for the Banana Split. I know, there really aren't many clues to go off of. That's why it's very important that we listen to the pitch correct audio. I believe that answering some of these clues and some of the things that we'll talk about actually after the clues, because there's some clues that I didn't mention on here, but they mentioned in the podcast and other things that are very important. but I think the audio is the most important thing. Now, for those who don't know, every single week we get these brand new clue packages, and in those clue packages are the celebrities speaking and giving us clues. But Fox is smart. They're like, hey, we can't go ahead and let people hear the real voices, because if we do, people are going to recognize them, and then there's no fun in the game. So they take the audio, they speed it up, they pitch it up. I did that backwards. And that way you have no idea who it is. Now, I'm an executive audio producer in New York City, where it's my job to make audio sound good. Maybe that's taking out a high frequency, maybe a little grumble, and in the case of The Masked Singer, it is taking that pitched up, sped up audio and slowing it down and pitching it down so that we can hear the real celebrity voice. Now that plus the clues, we can figure out who is under the mask of the characters, and so far we've gotten them all right with the exception of one. You know who it is. Now, this character is a little bit different because there's two different people in it, and when you do the audio, they're both pitched differently. So let's go ahead and just say that I ran it through the same process through Pro Tools. I would then have to cut up the file so that banana's on one end and on the other side is ice cream, and then that way I would pitch it so that they sound somewhat normal. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play the original audio they gave us. Take a listen.
Listen, we came here to win, okay?
Song choice has been very difficult.
It's actually so far our biggest challenge. There's a difference between like a great song and a great song for you.
So as you can hear, that's the normal audio they gave us. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slow it down and pitch correct it. That way you can hear the real celebrity voice, and please take a listen because the voice is going to be screaming at you. You're going to be like, oh my god, I know who that is!
Listen, we came here to win, okay?
Song choice has been very difficult.
It's actually so far our biggest challenge. There's a difference between like a great song and a great song for you. Especially when it comes to love songs. The 3 ingredients for a perfect love song, I think it's like a pinch of...
Fantasy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, fantasy's good.
A splash of...
Pain.
And a little dab of reality.
Come on, you know who that is, right? You know who that is! You may not, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. It is David Foster and Katharine McPhee. That's right, everyone! Welcome to The Masked Singer, David Foster and Katharine McPhee. I have to admit, the clues, you'll see a lot of them, they didn't really give us many. To me, it wound up being the audio. Now, if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and compare the audio of those two speaking. We'll do an interview of them first, and then we'll play our audio. Here you go.
Listen, we came here to win, okay? The waitress people were like, can we just not hyphen it just for your last run?
Song choice has been very difficult.
I love it. I mean, I'm thrilled.
Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Joey, can you match up her singing? You know, David Foster doesn't really sing because he plays piano, but can you match up Katharine with maybe, you know, with the ice cream? Do they sound the same? Take a listen.
Every night I lie in bed, let this be our prayer.
So their speaking matches up, the singing matches up. If I were to compare the piano, it's hard to compare the piano, but if you actually watch the banana as he's playing the piano, he actually cues in the band, which means big composer. David Foster's a big composer. And you can see him on here like this. And keep in mind that he's got a mask on and playing the piano. Do you know how skilled you have to be? He's practically playing that blind, okay? Because he can't see through that mask and he's just playing away with no problem. If I whipped up my piano here and started playing, I have to look down to do it. This guy's doing it like this. Insane. Now, you're probably saying, but Joey, can you go through the clues and help us match them up so that we can make sure 100% that it's them? Yeah, let's go through some of the clues. Now, remember, they were very vague. You know, they're talking about love songs for a while. Like, that's like one of, like, episode 5's whole paragraph is about love songs. You know, and that's just one answer. Is that just David Foster writes the most love songs ever. But anyway, let's go through them. So, starting off with McPhee, okay? The first clue package says that she left school with a big dream to do what most people do when they arrive in the city. They got a day job, which she quit and then had to get back later on. Well, it turns out she left college early. At the advice of her manager, she went to Los Angeles to try out for television pilots. And according to a People magazine article, she got rejected for 195 auditions out of 200. Yeah. She had to get a day job afterwards. Next, they said, the key is finding a collaborator who sticks with you through the sweet and sour and share the same dreams. And while they've been working together since 2006, believe it or not, he actually wrote her first song. Yeah, they've been working together for a long time. Next, with the visual clues, we saw the silver medal, and we know she won second place in American Idol. I think that was 2006? Maybe 2005? I think it was 2006. The give up sign, I think, has to deal with her fight with her weight. She has an eating disorder, and there was a big time where she was very depressed and needed a lot of encouragement, and so people would encourage her to not give up. You can do this, you can do this. Next was episode 5. They said there's a difference between a great song and a great song for you, especially when it comes to love songs. David Foster is like the modern Nelson Riddle. Okay, Nelson Riddle wrote all the love songs from like the 40s and 50s for Sinatra and everything like that. David Foster wrote everything very popular in the 80s and the 90s and the early thousands. Everything from Celine Dion's The Color of My Love to Whitney Houston's I Have Nothing. He's done arrangements for Michael Bublé and so many other singers. He's done it for Blake Shelton, you name it. He has done it. Chicago. I also think he may have done something for the Bee Gees. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one. So you know he knows everything about love songs. Next was the day clue, where McPhee or Ice Cream says that they would like to go to the ball with Nicole. It turns out in 2013, her and Nicole performed together at Toronto's Bliss Ball. Yeah, that's a good clue right there. Next were the visual clues, and that was the song recipe cookbook. David Foster, writing and composing. Red Cross, McPhee appeared in a production of 100 Stories, which the precincts went to the Red Cross. Then we saw the globe with Asia on it. David Foster was a judge on Asia Has Talent. Then we saw nothing on the plate, like the plate was empty. Well, Catherine's song that David Foster wrote for American Idol was called I Have Nothing. I know, very clever. Next are the extra clues. These are things that you really have to pay attention to, not during the show, but in all the extra things they put online, whether it's Ms. Maskey, whether it's on the podcast, whether it's TMZ. I know there's a lot of things out there. On the podcast, we were told by Brian Strickland that the Banana Split, the person that plays that piano, is an incredible songwriter, David Foster. Yeah, David Foster. Their performance at Crimea River was an arrangement that Foster originally did for Michael Bublé, which they performed on the show. Big connection right there. They would say, and this one I think is kind of funny, if you look at the costume, David Foster is a banana. There's a very famous treat called Bananas Foster. I know, that one's a stretch. I just kind of like that one. And then the last one, did you know that Foster had worked with at least 3 different people that have performed on The Masked Singer? Yeah, he's worked with Jackie and Vanko, he's worked with Paul Anka, and Shaka Khan. So there you guys go. Those are all the clues in the Pitch Correct audio pointing to Banana Split being David Foster and Katharine McPhee. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. And please make sure you do subscribe. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We can only do that with your help. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm Joey. Stay safe, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye.